Hello, guys, and welcome to Starborn HFY. If you love sci fi, epic space battles, and stories where humanity doesn't just survive, it dominates, then you're exactly where you need to be. Here on Starborn HFY, we tell the kind of stories where humans aren't the side characters or the ones begging for mercy. We are the game changers, the wild card, the relentless force that defies the odds and rewrites the fate of the entire galaxy. This is HFY Humanity. F. Yeah. Asterisk aliens might be older, smarter, more advanced, but there's one thing they always underestimate us. Because when humanity is cornered, when everything stands against us, that's when we become the most dangerous species in the universe. So strap in, because today's story isn't about peace talks or quiet diplomacy. It's about fire, fury, and the raw willpower that makes us unstoppable. And before we dive into this tale of grit, chaos, and cosmic defiance, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to Starborn HFY for more epic sci-fi stories where humanity takes center stage. Now, let's begin. The chamber was cold, not the absence of heat kind of cold, but the kind that lived in the bones, in the silence, in the sterile perfection of alien machinery. They called themselves the Syrrh, a silicon-based species evolved beyond emotion. Empathy was a defect to them. They studied pain like a language, and today they studied her. Her name was Elira Ross, 24 years old, human civilian science tech, captured during a reconnaissance mission on Titan's outer colony. They strapped her down to a crystal operating slab, the Syrrh scientists whispering in frequencies no human ear could decipher. She screamed, she convulsed. They recorded everything: neural degradation, muscle collapse, cardiac failure, and at minute 37, Elira died. Her heart stopped, brain flatlined, and still they kept recording. Then the impossible happened. 37 minutes later, her heart restarted, not with a defibrillator, not with any machine. It restarted on its own. The Syrrh froze in collective confusion. One of their monitors sparked, another cracked. The room dimmed and Elira opened her eyes. Only it wasn't just Elira anymore. Her body moved before thought. She sat upright, ignoring the restraints that should have pinned her down. Metal bindings groaned, twisted, and tore apart like paper. The Syrrh hissed. Weapons rose from the walls, crystalline and glowing with plasma. But Elira smiled. Her voice echoed, but not in English. It was something older, something no human had ever spoken, yet every Syrrh recognized. It was the war chant of the Harbinger. The room exploded into chaos. Elira didn't flinch as plasma burst slammed into her chest. Skin blackened and healed in real time. Her bones rearranged themselves under her flesh. Her eyes burned white, and when she blinked, one of the Syrrh collapsed, vaporized into ash. She didn't understand what she was now. She just was. alive, burning with something ancient and violent, something that screamed through her every nerve. Memories flashed in her mind, not hers. Stars devoured by fire, empires shattered by one word, a forgotten race that made humanity in its image, a race that buried their last weapon in the code of human DNA. And now, Elira had awakened it. The Harbinger Protocol, humanity's last silent revenge. Outside the research station, Syrrh dreadnoughts began to power up. They detected the surge. They locked onto her position. She stepped through the wall like it wasn't there. Metal turned to vapor at her touch. In the sky above, Syrrh warships aimed down, preparing to cleanse the outpost. Elira pointed at the heavens. One by one, the warships fell from the sky like dying stars. She didn't even touch them. Inside her, the Harbinger roared. It had waited millions of years, waited for one spark of pain strong enough to break its lock. And the Syrrh had given it that. Their mistake. She was coming for them now. 17 days later, the UHN Resolute picked up a faint human distress signal from deep Syrrh space. When they arrived, they found the entire sector scorched clean. Dozens of Syrrh stations were reduced to glass. Massive dreadnoughts floated dead in space. Not a single trace of life remained except one. Elira Ross stood on the bridge of the last Syrrh command ship, wrapped in stolen armor, her skin humming with residual energy. The crew hesitated. Then Commander Jane stepped forward, saluted, and whispered, "Welcome home." Elira looked at them, her eyes dimmed, glowing less now, more human again. "I died," she said quietly, "and something brought me back." "What are you now?" Jane asked. She smiled sadly. "I don't know, but I remember the pain, and I remember what it cost us." She looked out at the ruined stars. "And I won't let anyone hurt humanity again." From that day, the Syrrh spoke of her with terror. In their dying clicks and chirps, the one who returned. To humanity, she was a miracle. To the galaxy, she was a warning. And to the ones who would ever think of torturing another human again, she was death, reborn.